All right, guys, let's start off here on number 2. So for this one, it says we want the y-intercept and writing the vertex in writing the quadratic in vertex form. So the first thing I could say here is that I know that the y-intercept for part A is always kind of this last number right there. So that's going to be 0, 8. Or you can just put it as 8, I guess. So that's kind of the easy part here in standard form, is to see the y-intercept. For the vertex form, I would first find the vertex. So to find the vertex, we're going to do x equals negative b over 2a. Over 2a, so we have b here as 4, so I'm going to put that as negative 4. You always have to switch that b value. And then over 2 times negative 2, that's going to be negative 4 over negative 4, and so that'll come out to 1. All right, so that's just the x value of the vertex, so I need to plug that in to find the y value. So we're going to do negative 2 times 1 squared plus 4 times 1 plus 8. So we got to do our PEMDAS here. So we got exponents first. So 1 squared is just 1. And then we have multiplication. And then we have kind of our addition and subtraction here. So it's going to be negative 4 plus 2 is 2, plus 8 is 10. So we now know that our vertex is 1, 10. And I also need to know, in order for me to write vertex form, I need to know what A is. The good news is A is kind of the same as it was before, so it's going to be negative 2. So I'm just going to follow this form up here. And we'll write it as y equals, we know A is negative 2. And then I always switch the x value of the vertex, but keep the y value of the vertex to write it in vertex form. All right, next up here, we have these in vertex form now. It's kind of the other direction. It still asks me to state the y-intercept. Now, it's very important in these that we know the number out back is not the y-intercept on vertex form, only on standard form. So to find the y-intercept on these, I do have to plug in a 0 for x and actually do the math. So according to the PEMDAS here, I would do the parentheses first. And then I have to do the exponents next. So 2 squared is 4. And negative 16 plus 4 is negative 12. So that's going to be my y-intercept. All right, so now for part B, we are going to expand this into standard form. So to do that, we always just kind of take care of the squared parentheses first. We're going to multiply x plus 2 times itself. I like to do the box for that, so it's going to be x squared, 2x, 2x, and 4. And so I'm going to write that in parentheses, combining these like terms right there. So it'll be x squared plus 4x plus 4. But I still need this negative 4 out front and then this plus 4 out back. So I'm going to distribute the negative 4. So I get negative 4x squared minus 16x minus 16 plus 4. And then lastly, we'll combine the like terms here. And we'll get negative 12. All right, next up here, we want to solve by factoring. So we get the hint here, get one side to 0 first. So I'm going to subtract the 28b and add the 40 all over to the left. I always like my squared to be positive. So that's why I move everything to the left in this case, because it keeps that b squared positive. So on this, they're going to cancel out. There's no like terms here, so I'm just going to list them all out. And that equals 0. I then see that we do have a GCF here of 4. So I'm going to bring a 4 out front, and then we'll divide everything by 4. This is going to make the numbers a lot. Oh, wait, that's actually plus 10 right there equals 0. So now we're going to jump into an x here. This is very easy because we have the 1b squared right here. That means that we just have to put c up top and b on bottom. So these numbers, it seems like it's negative 5 and negative 2. I do not need the grouping for this. If you don't have a number in front of b squared, you can just make it b minus 5 and b minus 2 equals 0. And so now I can split these parentheses up and set them equal to 0 individually. I don't set the GCF equal to 0 because there's no variable there. And now I just need to solve these. So b equals 5, and then add 2 here, and then b equals 2. All right, next up here, same idea. We're going to solve this by factoring. So I'm going to move the 4p over. Now that one is actually going to combine with the positive 9p. And then I'm going to subtract the 25. That's not going to combine with anything. So these cancel, so I get 0 like I want. And I have 2p squared, and then plus 5p from 9 minus 4, and then minus 25, and that's equal to 0. I don't see a GCF on this one, so I'm just going to go into my X box. Now I do need a times c up here. Since I have an a value now, I need to multiply that, so it'll be negative 50 and 5. I also know that since I have this 2p squared, I'm going to have to use my grouping technique. And so I'm just going to set that up so I don't forget about it. And so now the two numbers multiply this is 10 and negative 5. So I'm going to put this as in either order here, plus 10p and then minus 5p. And now I'll do my grouping. So the first group I can take out of 2p, leaving me with p plus 5. And the second group I can take out of negative 5, which leaves me with positive p plus 5. So then my factors are going to be 2p minus 5 times 2p, no, just 1p plus 5. That's equal to 0. So now I can split this up and set it equal to 0 individually and solve. So I'm going to add 5. So 2p equals 5, and then divide by 2. P equals 5 over 2. And on this one we subtract 5 as well, so p equals negative 5. So I'll write that over here more neatly. So we get both of our answers. All right, next up we want to solve these by completing the square. So we want to get all the numbers to the right side first. So on number 10, I'm just going to add 49 over to the other side. So I get x squared plus 4x equals, let's see, this is actually 49 minus 8, so that's going to be 41. All right, so now I need to do b over 2 squared for completing the square. That's kind of just our process here. So that is 2 squared. And so that is 4. So that means I need to add 4 to both sides here. So this will be x squared plus 4x plus 4, and this will be 45. And so now we're going to factor this left side, thinking of two numbers multiply to 4 and add to 4, so that would be 2 and 2. We always write this as x plus 2 squared then, equals 45. Now we'll square root both sides. Now, in this case, I have rad 45. I should break that down as 9 and 5, which simplifies to 3 and 3. And so I can say x plus 2 equals, now I have twin 3's here, so I'm going to take one outside, and then I have the loner 5 is going to stay inside the radical. But since I created that square root, I have to put a plus or minus in front of it. So then to finish this up, I'm just going to subtract 2 to both sides. I'm going to say x equals negative 2 plus or minus 3 rad 5. I can't add those together because it's attached to the radical, so I can just leave my answer like that. All right, next up here, same idea. I want to do completing the square, so I'm going to add the 21 over. So this will actually be 14, and that'll give me 7x squared plus 14x. Now, very important on this one for completing the square, if we have an a value here, we need to get rid of it by dividing, so I need to divide everything by 7. So this will give me x squared plus 2x equals 2. So now I'm going to do my b over 2 squared, so that's 1 squared, which is 1, and I'm going to add 1 to each side. X squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 3. All right, so now we'll build our x here. So we have we need to find two numbers and multiply to 1 and add to 2. And so that's 1 and 1. And so I'll write that as x plus 1 squared equals 3. We'll then square root each side. So x plus 1 equals plus or minus radical 3. I can't break that down, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to subtract the 1 over and get my answer of x equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 3. All right, next up here, I'm going to add the 14 over, so get all my numbers on the right-hand side. I get 2v squared minus 8v equals 10. I then need to divide everything by 2 to get rid of that number in front of the v squared. All right, and then I'm going to do my b over 2 squared, so that's negative 2 squared, which is 4. So I'm going to add 4 on each side. So v squared minus 4v plus 4 equals 9. And so then I'm going to factor, thinking of two numbers and multiply to 4 and add to negative 4. So that's negative 2, negative 2. So we get v minus 2 squared equals 9. And we're going to square root both sides. So v minus 2 equals plus or minus. And in this case, I know the square root of 9 is just 3, so I'm just going to write it as 3. It's not radical 3 because I really already took the square root. And so then I need to add 2 to each side, so I get v equals 2 plus or minus 3. Now, when these are both regular numbers like this, we actually have to do the addition and subtraction. So I'm going to do 2 minus 3 and 2 plus 3. So this is going to give me two answers of 5 and negative 1. All right, lastly, we're going to graph these functions. They are in vertex form, so that makes it easy to find the vertex here. So on number 16, remember we always switch the x value and then keep the y value. And so I already know my vertex is going to be right here. That also tells me my axis of symmetry is always kind of the x equals the x value of the vertex. It's always a vertical line going through the vertex, so I can draw it right there. It's kind of an imaginary line, so I'm going to draw it with a dashed line because it's not really there. It's just it's going to be the same on both sides of that. Next thing I would find is I always like to find the y-intercept on these, which we have to plug in 0 for x. And so now I'm going to do my PEMDAS here. So that'll be negative 2 times 4. So that'll be negative 8 plus 3, which is negative 5. So now I have an x-intercept there at negative 5, and then I have a matching one on the other side there of the axis of symmetry, and I can just draw my upside down parabola here as best I can.